This is Marilyn Lohman, Service Hydrologist at WFO Pendleton. We'll be taking a look at this past winter's snowpack and the water supply forecast for the coming summer. This map, produced by the Natural Resource Conservation Service, shows the percent of normal snow water equivalent, or amount of water being held in the snowpack, for the various basins across the state of Washington. In reviewing the past conditions, February was warm and mainly dry across the region, and we saw very low snow amounts. The snowpack continued to decrease throughout March, as most of the months saw above normal temperatures and below normal precipitation. As of April 1st, the snowpack in the upper and lower Yakima basins ranges from 5 to 28% of normal, down from 25 to 38% of normal seen on March 1st. The Walla Basin, located in the lower Snake Basin of southeast Washington, was at 27% of normal, down from 46% of normal at the start of March. Next, we'll take a look at a few locations within these basins to see how the snowpack is faring. These charts show the snow water equivalent, or water held in the snow, for the water year October through September. Blue line is the maximum observed, while the red line is the minimum, and the green line the average. Using these charts, we can see how the snow water equivalent accumulated and compare it to average. The Touchet Snotel site is in the Walla Basin, around 5,500 feet. Looking at the black line, we can see that this site saw accumulation during the last half of December, remained nearly steady through the month of January and February, and then lost snowpack throughout March, and is at a record low level for this location. The Sassy Ridge Snotel site is located in the upper Yakima Basin at 4,200 feet. Looking at the black line, there were some small increases during the first part of January, but it's been nearly steady throughout February and slowly decreasing through March. It is also at or near record low levels for this area and this time of year. The Bumping Ridge Snotel site at elevation 4,600 feet in the central Washington Cascades. We can see, looking at the black line, this site has gotten very little in the way of snow so far this season, and appears to have lost most of its snowpack as of April 1st. Across the Oregon portion of our forecast area, looking at the snow water equivalent map, as of April 1st, the snowpack has been rapidly decreasing, with many locations at record low snowpack levels. The Northeast Oregon mountains are ranging from 20 to 30% of normal, down from 40 to 50% of normal seen on March 1st. The Cascade Mountains, including the Deschutes and Crooked Basins and the Grande Basin, have less than 10% of normal as of April 1st, down from only 20 to 30% of normal at the start of February. We'll look at a few individual sites across the region. In the lower Deschutes Columbia Basin, Clear Lake Snotel is at an elevation of 3,500 feet. Looking at the black line, this fairly low elevation site has gotten little snow so far this year, and with the warm temperatures over the last part of January, had lost any snowpack it acquired and continues to be snow-free. A higher elevation site from the Cascades, the Mount Hood site, is at 5,400 feet and saw some increasing snowpack in December and has remained nearly steady from January through March, but is still near the minimum recorded for this station. In the upper Deschutes Basin, the Three Creek Meadows Snotel site is at about 5,600 feet. Looking at the solid black line, we can see that this site had little accumulation of snow during the winter and lost any measurable amounts in March and is at record low levels. For the Grande Basin, we'll use the Blue Mountain Springs site at 5,900 feet. This location saw a large accumulation of snow in mid to late December, and as of January 1st was near normal. Then throughout January there was little accumulation. It lost accumulation through the month of February and more rapidly melted during March and is almost down to zero. In the Umatilla Basin of the Blue Mountains, we can look at the High Ridge site at 4,900 feet. Looking at the black line, we saw that this site increased through the mid to late part of December, Small accumulations during January, was fairly steady through February, and continues to decrease throughout March. This site, while well below normal, is one of the few with measurable snow. In the Ronde Basin, the Moss Springs Snotel site is at 5,800 feet. Looking at the black line, there were some problems with the data during December, but ignoring the spikes, we can see the overall increase in snowpack through the first part of March and is now generally decreasing. This map from the Natural Resource Conservation Service shows the snowtells across the west, with the red lines the snowpack monitoring sites that are at record low values. We can see a large number of these along the Oregon Cascades as well as Washington Cascades and Northeast Oregon. The Northwest River Forecast Center uses Ensemble Streamflow Prediction, or ESP, generated forecasts as the official water supply method. The 30-year runoff normals covering the years 1981 to 2010 are being used. New ESP forecasts will be published on the Northwest River Forecasts website daily. For updated forecasts and more information on the ESP forecasts, please see the River Forecast Center's website at the address given. This map is from the Northwest River Forecast Center's website and shows some of the water supply forecast locations across the Northwest. We can see that there are some locations in northern Idaho and Canada that are forecast to be near normal with the green and yellow dots, but a majority of the region is expected to be well below normal. We'll take a look at a few sites within the Pendleton area of responsibility. For the Yakima River system, we'll look at the Yakima River near Parker. Looking at the plot, the solid green line is the 30-year normal. These plots show the entire range of forecast values, with the blue dot the 50th percentile or most likely value. We'll be looking at that 50th percentile and comparing it to normal. These forecasts take into account the next 10 days of forecasted precipitation and then normal precipitation throughout the rest of the season. The volume forecast for the Yakima River near Parker has leveled off, with the most likely volume for that time period 45 to 55% of average. The forecasted volume of water, or the blue dot, for the Grande River near Troy has decreased again since last month. It is now expected to be around 45 to 50% of normal. This is based on having normal precipitation amounts throughout the rest of the year. For the Umatilla River at Pendleton for the period April through September, the volume forecast has decreased to 35 to 40% of average. Once again, this forecast is based on the current conditions and normal expected precipitation throughout the rest of the year. For the site, the Columbia River at the Dalles, once again we see the average plotted in green with the most likely value, the blue dot. Volume for the April through September period remains around 83% of average. This is due to the near normal snowpack seen in northern Idaho, Montana, and southern Canada. The previous scene plots and additional water supply locations are available in an interactive form on the Northwest River Forecast Center's website at the address listed on the concluding slide. Looking ahead, the 3-month outlook from the Climate Prediction Center for April, May, and June calls for above normal temperatures and equal chances of normal, below normal, or above normal precipitation east of the Cascades, while there should be increased chances of below normal precipitation over the Cascades. The latest drought monitor continues to show extreme drought for southeast Oregon with deterioration in conditions along and west of the Cascades. Much of the region remains in moderate to severe drought conditions. For more information on the unseasonably dry and drought conditions both here in the Northwest and across the country, please visit the National Integrated Drought Information System webpage at the address above. You can view the drought monitor, look at current and forecast conditions, as well as impacts from drought, and find resources relating to drought. In Washington, the governor has made drought declarations covering the Yakima Basin, Wenatchee and Chelan areas, the Walla Walla Basin, and the Olympic Peninsula. In Oregon, the governor has made drought declarations for several Oregon counties, with more requests pending. The drought declarations open up funding sources and allow state agencies to respond more quickly to water right transfers, leases, and other drought relief measures such as emergency well drilling or well deepening. Please see each state's drought response page for more information and links to resources. Once again, additional water supply forecasts are available at the Northwest River Forecast Center's website. And if you have any questions on this briefing or the conditions that we covered, please contact me by email or phone at the address listed or the number listed. Thank you.